Hey, diecast fans and collectors. This is something I feel like I need to talk about. Because it is very possible that the prices of mainlines may go up. And if this happens, uh, I am definitely going to stop buying mainlines if this does not happen. And I think you should too, because at that point, there I really don't see any point in buying something like that. If these are to reach any higher than they already are, because I think right now they're like $1.25, something like $1.18, something like that. If these get to $1.50, $2, something like that, I'm out. I'm out of collecting it, because if Mattel does not detail the grills, the headlights, all the stuff on this car that they would do to a Silver Series car, I'm out. I will not be buying Hot Wheels anymore. I might buy Matchboxes because they do actually kind of detail those well. Because they do put the lights and stuff on those and stuff like that. Um, but Hot Wheels, I will not be buying your cars if they increase to be. I'm gonna say past $1.75, $1.50, and you do nothing to better the cars, because I know it does not take that much extra money just to put the headlights and taillights on these. I mean, you guys don't have the money to make a machine that can paint a car from all angles. I honestly don't believe that, because you make these, and you can see right here, this has got all that going on, and this is a beautiful vehicle. But if Hot Wheels are to increase in price, I believe for the price increase, we should get something out of it too. Not just, the price increase is it's the same old thing. No. If the prices are going to increase on the main lines, when they went up to like $1.18 or whatever, I was almost out. I was like, yeah, dude, this is too expensive. And I'm still pretty upset about that. But if they go up any more, and I know you guys probably like out there, yeah, there's other stores that sell them for that price already. And I know there is. I don't shop at those stores unless they have something I specifically really am after, and it's like something that's kind of hard to find. But if mainline cars are to go up any more at Walmart or any Target or any of the stores I frequently buy them at, like let's just put it stores that most people buy them at. If these are to increase more in price at Walmart, I'm out. I will not be buying main lines anymore if they do not start having the details added to them, like the headlights and the taillights and all that. If that is not done, I will not be buying these anymore. I may still buy Silver Series cars depending on how much those increase, if they do. Matchboxes, if those go up to $2, I feel like I'll probably still buy those, because usually Matchboxes, they detail those pretty well. They usually do have all the light detail and stuff like they should. Auto World, I am a fan of Auto World. Might go up to 7. I could see that maybe happening. If that happens, am I still gonna buy Auto Worlds? Yes. Am I going to buy green lights? No. I do not see why those should not stay where they are if price isn't. Because I already don't understand why green lights are almost $7. Because, you know, they usually don't have any moving parts. The quality on them can be awful. I have bought in sometimes that literally had cracked bumpers, you know, just wheels that weren't painted correctly, things like that. And it's like, I don't get why those cars are worth that price. And then Auto Worlds are $5, and Auto Worlds are better, in my opinion. And I know this is a controversy. People are gonna get mad. They're like, oh, you know. And I'm not trying to tell you what to collect. I'm just saying, as a consumer of what you buy, you should not stand by and buy something if what you feel like you are paying is not worth what you are paying for. And when I buy a green light, I do not feel like it's worth what I paid for it. Because it's like, what is it? Usually they don't open hoods. You know, they could at least do that. Auto Worlds do, and they're like $5. And then you got Hot Wheels making these right now for almost $4 now. Yeah, they can do that. They are capable of putting detail on them like that. And I get it is a child's toy. I get that they're children's toys. But they know they have an adult demographic that collect them. They do know this. You know, all I'm saying is if the price is going to increase on these, we should expect an increase in quality on these. Or if they don't, I'm done. I will not buy mainline Hot Wheels anymore. If I see a car for that price and it does not have details on it, like the lights and stuff, like if it looks like this, like just like this bare, it's casted and there's no paint, that is not something I'm paying that kind of money for. You know, I'm just not. $1, whatever they are right now, yeah, that I can do. But if they go any higher, I'm out. I will not be buying mainline Hot Wheels anymore. I won't even be touching Hot Wheels at all. I'll probably stick to just Matchboxes and Auto Worlds and maybe certain off brands. Like Maisto. I believe Maisto will always be a company I will buy from because I don't know, I just like their cars. Maisto makes some cool stuff. But I just believe, and again, I'm going to put it that way too. Mattel is a big company, okay? And when Maisto, okay, they sell their cars already cheaper than Mattel's. Look at that. Headlight grille, Chevy label detail. You got the little emblems on the side of the truck. No taillights. Which is fine on this model because this model's a red truck. I mean, the car already kind of has it, in my opinion. I think they made a blue one too, and I believe the blue one actually does have the taillights painted. I can't think right now off the top of my head. But all I'm saying is if Mattel is going to charge any more for these, we should expect to get them with headlights and taillight decals. Like, there is no reason why, if they increase them, like look at Maisto right now. And I don't care. People say, oh, it's because they use cruddier wheels. Whatever. You know, these wheels do not cost that much extra to make it worth that. You know, Mattel's just being greedy at this point. Because they know they can get away with it. And we need to show this big company, no, you can't. If you are going to charge more for these, you need to start detailing them. You know? I don't see why they shouldn't. You know, Maisto does it. Why can't they? I see no reason why they can't. So, yeah, I just want to make this video because I want to tell you guys, and I think us as a community, I know I'm a small guy in the community, barely anybody knows who I am, but like, spread this around because we should not stand by if the price of what we like to collect raises any higher. Continue paying that price if they are not going to add anything more to the thing that we're paying for. If you increase the price, you should add something more to it for price increase. You know, that's just how I feel like it should be. Especially in the case if your thing is already very bare bones as it is. And it is. It's very bare bones. It's like, you know, Matchbox is the same price. They usually put details and stuff on their vehicles pretty well. You know, I just don't see why we should pay more if they can't give us more, is what I'm getting at. If these are to increase in price, I'm sorry guys, but there will not be no more Hot Wheels on this channel. I will specifically cut them out. I will not buy them anymore. I will only buy Matchboxes, Auto Worlds, and Maisto. Because Maisto, I feel they could get away with not detailing their cars, and I would still buy them because they're cheaper. You know, these are still around $1. I believe to buy a single pack Maisto at Walmart right now is still 98 cents. I believe they used to be 73 or something like that before Hot Wheels raised theirs. But, you know, Maisto can get away with that because they're cheaper. If Hot Wheels wants to charge a nice price, they need to give us a nice car. And I don't consider this nice. I would be very upset if I paid $2 for this. You know, I would be very upset. That's why I avoid the resale market and all that, because I just don't like paying high dollar for something like this. So, like, I don't know. I just want to make this video. I think we should try to get it around, you know, and let Mattel know, you know, if they are going to increase the price of these, they've got to give us more than this. You know, this is bad for $2. I will not pay $2 for this. I will not. And I know I've said $5 isn't bad for a mainline. It's not in the sense of that you don't have to pay $5 for every single one. Like if it's a car you really need and you're trying to get a multi-pack and stuff, and like I feel a fair like resale price for a mainline because of people's gas and time and all that is $5. But I just, if they are $2 on the pegs at Walmart, Target, and places they normally are not that much, I will not be buying them anymore. $2 is too expensive for something that does not have detail. You know, I see they put the BMW logo on there. Yeah, that's nice and everything, but where's the grill? Where's the headlights? And I know they can do this because I recently got a neon speeder in this exact same casting, and they painted that one. You know, we're letting a greedy company get away with ripping us off, and we shouldn't. We already kind of are at this point, but if these increase, don't stand by and let them no more. Because if these increase in price, and I'm guessing they're probably going to, do not stand by and pay for it. Let them sit on the pegs. Let the resellers get them. And then not sell them, you know? And maybe they'll be like, oh man, we got to do something different. And I know I don't think they can really do anything different with this year's cars if it happens this year. I know they're not really going to be able to do anything with that. Because they already like got their whole year's worth of cars out and everything. But I just feel like there is no way that if these go up to $2 that me personally I'm gonna pay that for a car like this all the time. Like that's just gonna be the standard price when they're in the store, like, or $1.75 or something like that. No, I'm not doing that, and you shouldn't either. You know, if they stay where they are now, you know, it's fair, but if they increase and the quality of the car does not increase, I'm out. I will not be buying Hot Wheels anymore. I'll still buy Matchboxes, like I said, because they usually do put the detail into those. And definitely Auto Worlds. But no, I will not be buying mainlines anymore if they increase the price anymore and they cannot give us cars of this quality for that price, because they totally can. They're just being greedy. But yeah, that's just something I wanted to talk about. Let me know what you think about it in the comments and stuff. Again, I'm not trying to get political with this, although it is something I'm very angry about right now. Because I have a lot of connections in China right now I can't get stuff from anymore, and it's going to cost me a lot to get my bricks to build my creations I like building every month and stuff. I'm very upset about that. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video because I want to let us as a community, we should not let Mattel rip us off if they are to increase the price of their cars. If they cannot give us cars of this quality for the increased price tag, I just wouldn't buy Hot Wheels anymore. Honestly, if I was anybody. I mean, Matchboxes, like I said, those seem to always be good. They always pretty much detail those pretty well. At least the fronts of them. I think even if they would just put more detail in the front, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's worth it. And then not detail the back. Because I'm more like looking at my cars from the front. You know. And usually cars are more easy if you have to add the detail yourself to add it from the back than it is from the front. So, you know, they at least should start detailing the front end of all cars. Like, again, I come back to that Cadillac this year, that race car they made. That thing looks awful. It really does. It should have something on the front. That is the worst casting of last year, if you ask me, or this year. I can't remember what year it came out. But that was a bad one just because they did not put the light tampos on it. It looks bad. It's a very cool car, but it wasn't done correctly, and it looks bad because of that. But yeah, I'm gonna end this here. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. I just don't think that we should let them charge us more if they're not going to give us cars that look like this. If they are to increase more. And I think they're going to. I don't know. You know, I don't really go into stuff too deeply until something actually happens. But I'm just saying that if these are to increase, we need to start getting cars of this quality in mainline. You know, I do not see why I would pay more for this. You know, and I don't care if, you know, that's just what inflation is and stuff like that. I don't really care about that. I just know paying that for something this size would make me sick. and like, especially if it doesn't have detail or anything, when I could go buy like a Jada 124 scale, or like even like just an Auto World and stuff, or like even these, and like it comes back to the fact that Maisto can make it with detail like that, and Matchbox even can. Matchboxes usually always look fantastic. You know, I don't know, man. I just don't see why I would continue buying Hot Wheels mainlines if they increase in price and they don't start looking like this. Or at least just, start having the headlights painted on them and the grills and stuff like that. Like, I don't see why. But, yeah. I'm going to go. I just want to make this because I don't think we should let a big company walk all over us if they increase the price and don't increase, them to look better. Because, yeah, I get it is a toy and it looks like a toy, but I feel like even parents are going to have problems paying more for these cars, even if they go up. I feel like people are going to go more towards these. I already know a lot of kids have these compared to Hot Wheels. A lot of little kids I know, and my friends have and stuff, they have Maistos for their kids more than they do Hot Wheels. They usually get the Maistos or dollar store cars. That's probably because these have gone up in price already. But, these are not bad cars for kids to play with. They're really not. They're good cars. They do roll quite well. They can also take a beating compared to most Hot Wheels. Like, you can beat the snot out of these before they scratch. Like, for instance, right there. I bet there's not even a scratch on that. Nope. I won't do it with these because I don't have another one with them, I guess. Oh man, what car do I have up here? I got this square body I was gonna customize right here. Well, let's chuck that against it. Right there. I don't know if that dot was there before or not. Let me try again. No, I missed. There we go. Yeah, I think it is a little bit more damage there, but like I know that's like also a decal. It's not like the paint's coming up. But I don't know, man. I'm like very serious about this. If these go up and that we don't start getting headlights and taillight details, at least headlights, I'm out. I don't want to buy mainlines anymore, and I don't think anybody else should either, honestly. But I know some people are still going to because some people have more money than me, and if that's what you want to do, go ahead. But I really don't think you should stand by and let them basically rip you off, because if these go up more, they are not worth the increased price tag. They really are not. But yeah. Seriously, I'm gonna go now. Let me know what you guys think of this. I think we'll have a weekly find video this week. I think I got like a couple cars, maybe, or no, I don't really have that much yet. But I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Let me know what you think of this. Try not to get really political, because I know people are gonna be like, oh, it's like, oh, you don't know what the tariffs are gonna do and all that stuff. Like, I don't want to talk about that, because that actually really pisses me off. That is going on. My friend is actually about to lose his business in China over this, and I'm really upset about that. But yeah, I don't want to get into that. I hate talking with people about any of that garbage. I hate that it even affects me, and it I'm just a little guy that it doesn't even matter what I think or anything about any of that. I can't do anything. I don't have money. Probably you guys don't have money or the resources to make something like that change. So why do we even need to talk about it? It doesn't matter. But us as a community, in the diecast community, we can do something about these Hot Wheels if they go up. We can just say, no, we're not going to buy them. And, Mattel's like, oh, crap, what do? We got to start giving them details and stuff if we're going to charge more money, But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.